Chapter 1: The Spark of Wisdom in a Visionary Leader. Elon Musk is a name that echoes beyond the realm of rockets and electric cars. He is a living example of how wisdom can shape a leader's actions and how those actions can reshape the world. His journey began with a curious mind that always asked why, never content with the answer that was given. When he was a teenager visiting space museums, he would stare at the rockets and think about what it would take to send a human to Mars. That early spark of curiosity is the first lesson in wisdom. Ask questions, not accept answers. One famous moment that shows Musk's wisdom happened in 2008, when the financial crisis left many people uncertain about the future. Many businesses were closing, but Musk decided to invest in two startups, Tesla and space exploration. He told the news that he would do whatever it takes to make the company survive and succeed. This decision was not based on luck, but on a belief that learning from failures and pushing beyond comfort zones is the pathway to greatness. Musk's own words reveal his approach. Learning how to think is far more important than knowing how to do, he says. This means that to lead wisely, you must be able to see situations from multiple angles, understand the underlying principles, and think differently. He also says, the first principle is that you can look at the world as you see it, and that is the starting point. A reminder that leaders must break through conventional wisdom to innovate. The practical lesson for you: begin each day with a question that challenges the status quo. Ask yourself how you can solve a problem in a way that no one else has thought about yet. Record the thoughts that come to you in a journal and revisit them in a week. This habit nurtures wisdom and builds the foundations for strong leadership. Concrete examples of applying this wisdom today. 1. Set a weekly goal to learn about one current industry trend that is not related to your work and map its impact on your business. 2. Practice a 5-minute meditation before making a decision, allowing your mind to see the problem from multiple perspectives. 3. Keep a failure log where every setback is recorded with its lesson, turning mistakes into wisdom. The key takeaways: wisdom is about questioning and learning, not just knowing facts. Leaders grow by embracing uncertainty and building a learning mindset. Remember that leadership comes from the depth of your questions, not just the breadth of your knowledge. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy this wisdom. Reflective question: how often do you ask yourself what you are truly questioning rather than simply accepting in your day-to-day life? Chapter 2: The Core Principles of Musk's Wisdom and Leadership. Musk's leadership has 4 distinct principles that form a guidebook for anyone who wants to lead with purpose. He emphasizes relentless learning, first principles thinking, unwavering commitment, and empowerment of a talented team. 1. Relentless learning. Musk says, if you don't learn about your business, you are just a manager, showing that continuous learning is the engine that powers a leader's growth. To develop this, set a habit of reading a new book or article every week that expands your knowledge. 2. First principles thinking. This is the art of breaking a problem down to its fundamental truths. Muse quoted, "Solve based on first principles, not by analogy." Use this when making decisions that affect your organization. Strip away assumptions and build from the ground up. 3. Unwavering commitment. Musk's tenacity was shown when he stayed overnight at Tesla's factory for months to fix quality issues. His quote, "You either get over it or you break," reminds leaders to endure the hard times. Be ready to put in the extra effort when the stakes are high. 4. Empowering talent. He hires people he trusts and lets them work on their ideas. A shared story is that Musk's first hiring spree for Tesla was focused on people who could design better electric drivetrains, rather than those who could fill a specific job title. This shows that a leader's role is to create a culture where ideas flourish. The motivational insight. A leader who knows these principles not only inspires, but also transforms. They become a living example that other people want to follow. Concrete examples of applying these principles a day. 1. Schedule a learning hour in your calendar where you read about a topic outside your expertise. 2. Write down the first principle foundation of a problem before solving it. For example, separate a growth challenge into why growth is needed, how it is measured, and what minimal resources can achieve that. 3. Choose one week and fully immerse yourself in the daily pains of your team. If you can't walk in their shoes, let someone else speak to you about it. 4. Create a challenge board where employees can post ideas and vote on which should be pursued. That's a clear way to empower. Key takeaways: wise leaders learn relentlessly, break down problems, persevere through struggle, and value talent above status. Each of these principles can be practiced and measured in a short time. Like, share, and subscribe if you find this perspective helpful. Reflective question: which of these 4 principles do you think you are missing in your own work, and how might that limiting belief hold you back? Chapter 3: How Elon Musk Put His Wisdom into Action. When Elon Musk's ideas crossed with his principles, the impact was visible in the story of space exploration and electric cars. He once said, "The greatest risk is to be on the side of people who think humanity is on a path of destroying itself." His personal commitment made him the driving force behind reusable rockets, pushing for a future that many thought impossible. His journey with Tesla began when the company was on the brink of collapse. Many investors were skeptical and the production was failing. Yet Musk applied the 4 principles. He constantly read about battery technology, broke the cost structure into its parts, endured sleepless nights on the factory floor, and let engineers experiment with new designs. The result was the road to market launch of the Model 3, a turning point for both Tesla and the auto industry. His quote, "The day you have a new product that people love, that is good enough for the public, that is a true victory," shows that leadership is also about aligning your vision with the needs of your audience. This is what he did with Starlink, a project that connects a network of small satellites to provide internet connectivity to rural areas. By giving people a new problem to solve, Musk's created a world where people had a reason to rally behind and invest in his vision. Practical lesson: see how Musk's wisdom is not a static theory, but a dynamic approach that reacts to the situation. His personal actions were guided by his convictions, but also reflected an open mind to new evidence. To follow his path, you must keep an eye on your own metrics, not just the external signals. Concrete examples: 1. Set a quarterly target for a new challenge in your organization that you suspect could be game-changing. 2. Create a small internal team that has the freedom to prototype and test the idea. No bureaucracy, no approval chain. 3. Measure every failure as a data point. Keep a public log of lessons learned and iterate quickly. Key takeaways: applying wisdom in action means aligning belief, practice, observation, and improvement. Elon Musk's leadership is not about a single invention, but a series of bold attempts that all followed the same pattern of wisdom and leadership. Like, share, and subscribe if this story inspires you. Reflective question: how might you structure a bold project that reflects your personal values, but also includes measurable milestones? Chapter 4: Practical Tools for Everyday Leaders. So far, we have learned theory. Now let us look at ways you can incorporate Musk's wisdom into your day-to-day life to become a more effective leader. 1. The learning checklist. Choose 3 words that represent the knowledge you want to gain each week. Allocate 15 minutes on each working day to study them. The discipline that follows this checklist builds the habit of relentless learning. 2. First Principles Worksheet. When faced with a tough decision, fill out a worksheet. What is the problem? What are the fundamental facts? What is the minimal solution? This simple exercise forces you to cut away biases and think like a physicist. 3. Commitment circles. Gather your core team once a month, share a moment of personal challenge you experienced, and invite them to do the same. This ritual builds trust and ensures everyone stays committed to the collective vision. 4. Talent playground. Create a digital idea space where every employee can post an idea, ask for help, and receive feedback. Schedule a weekly session where the best ideas are refined and given resources. This approach turns every employee into a potential innovator. Motivation. These actions may feel small compared to a rocket launch, but they are the building blocks that make a visionary leader successful. By consistently doing these tasks, you embed wisdom into your organization's culture. Concrete application. Imagine you lead a marketing department. Use the First Principles worksheet on the question, how do we increase engagement by 20% in 3 months? The fundamental facts might be, we have a website, we have a social media presence, we control the content budget. By focusing on the minimal solution, you may find that simply improving the mobile experience drives the majority of engagement. This is a direct application of first principles thinking. Key takeaways: wisdom is most powerful when you transform it into a routine, when it influences decisions, and when it gives people ownership. Practice these habits and you will notice a shift in both yourself and your team. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy practical wisdom. Reflective question: which of these practical tools will you add to your daily routine, and how will it change your leadership style? Chapter 5: The Path Forward and the Lasting Legacy of Wise Leadership. After examining Elon Musk's approach through stories and actions, we can see what it takes to become a leader who inspires. Wisdom is not an innate trick, but a series of habits that can be cultivated. Leadership is not about titles, but about the influence you exert on an organization, on communities, and on your own inner growth. The core lesson: stay hungry for knowledge, break anything down to its fundamentals, keep your eyes on the goal when the journey gets brutal, and give your people the freedom to chase the extraordinary. If you practice these principles, you will see leaders form around you, and the people you lead will feel a sense of belonging and purpose. Improvement for you: the most useful thing to do right now is to write a personal manifesto. List the problems you want to solve, the values that guide you, and the first principles approach you will use. Commit this manifesto to paper and revisit it weekly. It is a tangible reminder of your journey toward wise leadership. Final takeaway: wise leadership is about turning a vision into reality through purposeful learning, critical thinking, relentless effort, and empowered talent. If you carry these principles forward, you will not only achieve personal success, but also create a lasting impact on those around you. Like, share, and subscribe if you found this journey enlightening. Reflective question: how will you measure your progress toward becoming a wise leader in the next 12 months?